Hello, do a quick video for you today. Talk about vinyl wipes. Not sponsored, nobody will sponsor this. But I saw these on Facebook. They were inexpensive. I think I got 10 for $5. I find most of the people who follow me on Instagram are actually record collectors. They're not musicians. So check them out. There'll be a link below. They seem to work pretty good. You know, they're biodegradable, so I can have them. Like I can't have a Keurig because my wife will tell me that you have the pods and then they, the trash and everything. So I can't have a Keurig. I can have an espresso. I'm gonna get one at some point because you can put the little pods in the bag and they recycle them and they're probably biodegradable or something. But I can have these. They're biodegradable. They seem to work good. I've been using them for a little while now, like a week, not too long. But plus they give you stickers. Like I like stickers. Like Sweetwater's smart. You buy a pack of strings, they give you a bag of candy and some stickers. Certainly not sponsored by Sweetwater, but that's very smart because they know you can put the stickers all over your house. Like there's Sweetwater stickers in 10 places in my house. Give them to my daughter, she sticks them on things. My wife gets upset. It's great. But like Sweetwater knows someone comes over, like, what's Sweetwater? And you're like, well, it's a place I buy strings. Buy a pack of strings, you get a sticker and you get a bag of candy. Like everybody then's going to buy stuff from Sweetwater because they want the bag of candy. Except I bought a keyboard from Sweetwater recently. An expensive keyboard, my Korg. It's beautiful. No candy. Like you think you spend that much money to get the candy. And I called up my guy, or I emailed my guy, because he asked how things were if they came to me, and I said, yeah, but there's no candy. He's like, oh no, they forgot the candy? I'm like, yeah, that's your whole thing, the candy. You owe me a bag of Red Hots, Sweetwater. I want my Red Hots. Also, Vinyl Wipes gave me a letter that came with it. Now I know it's just a form letter and they put my name at the top, but like it's got my name at the top and I'm sure it's just a machine that takes off your billing information. But like they don't have to do that. That's good customer service. I love good customer service. I'm a pretty calm guy. There's one thing that drives me up the wall. It's bad customer service. Like I understand if you're trying and you have a bad day, no problem. But like if I say, I don't know, hypothetically, you want to go buy a book and you see it in the ad for Target. And it's like a signed copy. So you go to Target. You look, there's no book there. You go, you talk to the guy in the department, and you're like, hey, I'm looking for this book. And he goes, did you look at the books? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. And he goes over, he looks at the books. He's like, it's not here. And I go, yeah. Do you have any more? And he goes, I don't know. I'm like, can you check? So he pulls out his thing. We got some. Oh, great. Can I have one? Well, they're in the back in a box. Yeah. Can I have one? Can I have one? I guess I could get it. Okay. So he comes back 20 minutes later with the box or the bin with the foldy tops. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know what he's doing for 20 minutes, but fine. So he comes out, and every time he pulls a book out, because the ones I'm looking for are not the top, he just gives you the nastiest look. And he finally gets one at the bottom, and he goes, here's your book. And you smile and say thank you, and you're thinking, I just want to throw it in his face, but like, that's not who I am. And you realize I'm never buying a book from Target ever again. Hypothetically. Not saying this happened, hypothetically. So yeah, bad customer service drives me insane. I will tell you, I've worked in some form of customer service for 25 years. If there's ever a task you have to understand, you have to do tasks. I also understand you have to help the customers. If you have tasks to do, like set a planogram or whatnot, and you have customers, always make the customers a priority. I have no problem if my boss yells at me because I didn't get anything done, so I was too busy selling things. If someone wants to fire me for being too busy selling their things, I'm fine with that. Fire me. Because there's someone else out there who will pay me more money to be too busy selling their things. So I used to work at Kmart. I worked at 2 different Kmarts. I worked at Kmart up at college. Remember one day, I was having a whole list of things to do. And of course, it was Kmart, and it was up in the middle of nowhere. So I had to do watch the whole floor, which is Kmart. You know, Kmart's big. And I also had to do this whole list of stuff that would take like one person 3 days to do by himself. And I had 4 hours to do it. So my boss comes in next time I'm in there. He goes, you didn't do your whole list. You didn't do anything. And I was like, no, I was too busy selling patio sets the whole night because there was a sale or something. And putting on people's cars. Like, I didn't have time to do anything. I was selling things the whole day. My boss is like, yeah, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, what am I supposed to be? I mean, I know I'm young. I know I'm not great into this whole business thing yet, but I would think like the business model would be to sell the things. So I got in trouble for that. So my last day I was working at Kmart. Let's tell a story. I like stories. My last day I'm working at Kmart. I was fed up with it anyway. I didn't like the store. I liked the store I worked for down here, but I didn't like that store up there. So I was given a list of things to do, which would take like 2 days for like 3 people, but I was supposed to do it in 4 hours. And, I was also supposed to help the whole store. Because, Kmart, the way of saving money is cutting all the employees. Not hiring more cheap employees to like help the customers actually buy things, or like cashiers. I'm doing the whole store and everything. So a lady comes in. So a lady goes, "Hey, I'm looking for a grill." I'm like, "Okay, I can help you with the grill." So we go over. I help her with look at the grills. A lady finds the one that she likes in the box. And she's like, "Can I get this one?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can get that one." She's like, "Do you have it built?" I'm like, "No, I'm sorry. The guy who builds them comes in next week." She's like, "Oh, okay." Like I saw the ad. It's like last place I went. We had a barbecue tomorrow. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I thought, it's my last day. Like, any more shopping to do? She's like, "Yeah, I got some more shopping." I'm like, "Come back in an hour. I'll build it." She's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, go." So she went and shopped and built the grill. And I took my time, made sure everything was done perfectly, because I wanted to use it and, work for tomorrow. So she came back with a cart full of stuff she bought. Went, checked her out, lowered the grill nicely in her cart. And it probably would have been my last day anyway for building that grill if it wasn't my last day already. So I got in trouble for that. Not only did I get in trouble for that, Kmart's classy, so they give out their checks like every other week in the deli department or the cafe where I was. So I go there and they talk about kind of the week before what happened. And they also talked, they're talking, "Hey, this person did this person, did this week." Mark, he didn't do his job at all because he was too busy building a grill for a woman. And I'm like, yep, I was. There are employees there looking at me with, disgust in their face. And I'm thinking, I'm fine with this. Because that woman went home. She told everybody at that party how great Kmart is and how great the people there are. And that woman is the last person on earth who's probably shopping at Kmart. She's driving to another state, I bet, to shop at Kmart because I built her that grill. You're welcome, Kmart. Once when I was working at Kmart, I was working in the garden department with another guy, and a tire blew out in the parking lot for an old lady. So he goes out, sees if he can help her. He ends up changing her tire for her there in the parking lot. Comes back in and got fired. Got fired for changing the tire for an old lady in the parking lot because he did it on work hours. And I understand, policies, and I understand why the corporate companies don't want you to just go out changing people's tires in the parking lot. But, personally, I probably would have given him Employee of the Month, but, Kmart fired him. Today's vinyl theme is people have faces and albums, but it's okay. I know I rant every time I'm on these videos about people putting their face in the album, how it drives me nuts. But these are all okay. If it's artistic, it's fine. Look at these. These are pretty cool. I like all these. Like Story Zone N. Where's that? This one here? Dawes. It's basically campfire songs. It's a picture of them around campfire. That's great. Or, I got it right. Over here, Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. Drew Struzan did that cover. If Drew Struzan was still doing album covers, I would beg, borrow, and steal money to have him do my album cover. Look at that. That's awesome. Some of the reason I collect vinyls for the covers. I collect vinyl because, it doesn't always sound better. Sometimes it does. I talk to people, I say I collect vinyl, and they're like, "Oh, I like vinyl. You put it on, you get that scratchy sound." If the album sounds scratchy, it's broken. My albums don't sound scratchy. My albums sound great. I don't like the scratchy sound, and it doesn't always sound better. Lots of times it sounds worse than the CD. I have a couple albums, though, you can put up against the CD, and it's a world of difference, and the album will blow out of the water. This one here, Gary Clark Jr., This Land. That album sounds amazing on vinyl. Dave Matthews Band, Crash. I'm not the biggest Dave Matthews fan in the world. I like them. I like the album Crash. But it sounds like Carter's playing drums in your living room when you put that album on. I'd put that album on just to listen to the drums. Some albums sound terrible. Black Rose. Shake Your Moneymaker is one of my favorite albums of all time. The vinyl sounds terrible. It makes a better frisbee than a musical device. Take it outside. Just people will be like, "Why are you throwing the album around?" I'm like, it's not an album, it's a frisbee. You should hear it. This sounds better even. Black Rose. Also, I like the artwork. I put it on my walls. Looks great. I like to look through it. A lot of times they have lyric sheets. I like to sit down in my nice chair with a drink and listen to an album and read the words. I love lyrics. I mean, sometimes even you get like a Melancholy Infinite Sadness. Like I paid $70 for that album right there. And I may have been undercharged. That's how great the artwork is on that. Got a whole book of lyrics in there. Like every record has artwork you can put on the wall and leave it there as like a piece of art. I was going to make like a minute video about vinyl wipes, and I'm now like 20 minutes in on my counter thing. This is a very long vinyl wipe video. Also, Kmart doesn't sponsor me.